Hey, Papa Ron, what's happening,
Hi,
brother?
Rod.
How you been doing?
Doing great. We were just together, it seems, last night.
You know, I turned on the computer this morning and said, boy, all my cryptopians are losing money right now. Everything's in the red except for a few of them, which is Litecoin. I'm glad to see, but Litecoin's up to $227 now.
Yeah, baby. That's good.
It's going way up. Look how much it's jumped. And Bitcoin, though, the grandpapa, he's dropped down a little bit. But that's okay. It'll go back up.
Hey, you
We're
got your
planning
mic
on.
pulled forward, right, Rod?
Yeah, I do.
Well, that sounded a little better when you got closer to it.
Okay, I'll get real close to it.
No. We're good.
Okay, we're down now, baby. We're gonna do it now.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Well, Rod, I hope we're not beating a dead horse here with this Ripple stuff.
Well, I don't think it excites you and you like to talk about it.
Well, there's still the I don't want to call it a controversy, but there's still both sides of the issue on this. One is all the true fundamentalist attitude of we want everything to be decentralized, and Ripple's on the centralized side helping the bankers. It's kind of a moral issue there, and a lot of people just won't support XRP or the Ripple platform because of their banker stance. And I see that side of it. I see that in the long run it could eventually support them into being a cashless society, one world government, and so on. But on the other hand, I look at it and there's a lot of people that have invested into XRP. And, you go over to Reddit and read, there's just a ton of people that are in it. The coins are out there already. People are trading them. People are trying to better their financial position with XRP. So,
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
well, and that's kind of the way I see it. If I can use them to better my financial position, I don't really think in a sense that it's supporting Ripple and the banks. The coins are out there. They're a huge company moving forth. They have about 80 employees. They have a second exchange over in New York now, and they're out of San Francisco. But the point I wanted to make on that was you asked what's. I hope I don't end up getting like you, Rod. I pray every day.
I was getting ready to say, welcome to the club, brother.
Please, Father, just keep my sanity so I don't end up like my brother-in-law, man. I think what I was going to say was, God, it was just there a second ago, too. Well, let's move on and maybe it'll come back to me.
There you go.
Ripple.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go on to this. God, was the point I really wanted to make? Oh, no, I know. Okay, I got it. The point is that I think, folks, that if you really get investigating some of this crypto stuff and even go back into 2014 and 15, you're going to see that these bankers and one-worlders are more involved in this stuff than you think they are. Now, I'm not saying they're involved in all these decentralized platforms like Dash and Pivx, but they also, and this article that we're going to show alludes to that a little bit. I think you'll see that these companies are part owners in some of this stuff, and they're on the decentralized side also. You might not know it. Just like Rod and I talked on the last video, this cryptocurrency industry is moving forth. There's things going on in the background that none of us know about, and they're going to institutionalize. They're going to make this worldwide, and it's going to kind of take over a payment system. I think also on the centralized side, there's also things going on in the background that none of us realize, and they're moving their agenda forward also. So to sit there and say that Ripple's the only evil thing, I mean, come on, we all use debit cards from banks every day. We write checks, we save our money in banks. We are neck deep into the banking system. So you know, if you want to invest in Ripple and XRP, go for it. If it can better your position in life and that's your coin, more power to you. And the better financial position you get for yourself, the less you'll be reliant on the banks and stuff. At least the way I look at it. So this, and folks, we're going to move through this pretty rapidly. And the title was titled, what, Rod, what did we decide on? Why Ripple is a great investment. This first article are 5 big financial institutions betting big on cryptocurrencies. Folks, they're moving into it too. And they have unlimited resources to get their positions bought. They're not stuck like we are with income from a job or 401 that we cashed out or whatever. These boys are playing with serious money. Do you have a comment there, Rod?
I was going to say on Social Security.
Rod and I like to... We discuss it a lot and invest very little. If we only had some money to play with, huh, Rod?
Amen to that, bro. You can't invest too much when you're on Social Security.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fixed income.
Right.
And that would lead me to another story, but I'm not going to even get into it because we don't have time.
Exactly.
I want to once again rehearse on Ripple's website a little bit. You know, they started, and then they came up with this interledger protocol, and they went to one of the big crypto seminars or something back in New York or somewhere, and they were showing that they could move any currency, whether it be fiat or crypto, across 7 blockchains and come out the other side with the fiat or crypto they wanted to. It's called Interledger Protocol, and they started with that. And it was a big deal because now all of a sudden they're showing banks that we have a platform that you can use and that you can settle your cross-border payments, start with one currency, come out the other, so you don't have to have all these funds around the world. You could become more liquid. Well, and Rod talked about this on the last video, that banks are just slow to adopt and to move into technology.
Yeah.
But folks, they, just like this article here, banks don't want to get left behind. So they get involved because they see the writing on the wall also. So anyway, there's 2 things. After the Interledger protocol came up with, Ripple got into this Xcurrent, and this is a platform here that doesn't use XRP, but yet it provides a way for the banks to use the Ripple platform to experiment with it, to see just how fast it is and how much money it can save them. And they can have real-time settlement, and they can have the ledger on both ends. So both ends of the transaction is verified and it's done. And this is where all the banks are signing up. Your American Express, your Santander, all the big banks, and they've signed up over 100. They haven't gone to these little. They can get the little town banks anytime. If they get the big boys involved, the other ones will come in when it's time.
Yeah,
that's right. Follow. So then they created another platform called XRapid. And XRapid is the one that uses the XRP to settle the payment situation. And it provides... we've gone over the liquidity thing a few times. We're not going to rehash that. Folks, if you need to do some homework, go for it. But XRapid uses the XRP token. for the settlement. So they've had, the first one they had come into that and sign up for that was this Cullix. And I've never heard them, but I think they're out of Mexico. They have 500 employees, and they have offices in the U.S. But the thing is they just signed up less than 4 months ago. So this is all relatively new.
With XRP, right?
With that XRapid they signed up, which is using XRP.
RP, yeah.
And their reports that have recently come out have been really favorable, meaning they've tracked the cost savings, the time in settlements, and their reports have been great. Big success. And they've had a couple more follow them. One is this Mercury. Mercury is out of London. And they also do cross-border transactions and all that stuff. Another one they had that I skipped was this, maybe I didn't. There it is right there. IDT. Yep. IDT's out of New Jersey. It has 1,500 employees. And they also signed up for XRapid, and they're using the XRP token to settle there. And then Mercury we talked about. Then we had this Flash FX, which is out of Australia. They're using
they are definitely all over the world, aren't they?
Yeah, they're hitting key places.
Yeah.
Very proactive, Ripple is. I mean, you talk about an... Oh, I'm not even showing this stuff, Rod. Duh.
You're not?
You talk about an infrastructure that is supporting their platform. They're very aggressive. They've got their presentations worked out, and they're moving things. So this is the one out of Australia. Mercury, of course, we said was out of London. IDT's out of New York. And these are all huge financial institutions that do cross-border payments. They're all using XRP. Then we just recently heard about Western Union coming on, and they said it's experimental. Baloney salami. They're involved. I just think...
That's an old thing.
Yeah, it is. I still use it. I
can tell.
And then, of course, MoneyGram came on.
Yeah, we'd already talked a lot about these. So
yeah, and that's why we went over them quick. Because these are the key players in XRapid. Yeah. And they're main players. So here's kind of how I see what's going on here. If we go back to Ripple, we've got all the banks sitting over here in Xcurrent playing around with the blockchain and with their platform, but not using XRP. Then we've got some key players, MoneyGram, Western Union, and folks, I'm telling you, I could very well see PayPal join this group in the not too distant future. I haven't seen anything on that, haven't read anything on it, but PayPal would be a natural fit with the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
So you got them over here playing around with the XRP token. The banks are paying attention to what's going on. And then here's a tweet. Now, Ashish Birdla, he works for Ripple. He is the vice president of product. And he tweeted, "We have more than enough interest in XRapid for the pilot beta period. We are now working towards full production launch, but experience and quality is top of mind for us. Expect more details in the next month regarding dates." Folks, XRapid is still in beta. They haven't even made a formal announcement yet that this thing is ready to go with XRP tokens.
It's going to be next month for sure.
They're going to set dates next month is what he's saying.
Yep.
So here they've been experimenting with all these big players, MoneyGram, Western Union. The banks are all in Xcurrent. Yep. When they make a formal announcement and that everything is running smooth, why wouldn't these banks swap over to XRapid? Because all the liquidity they'll get, they can bring all their dollars back to their institutions and just use XRP for these settlements. it's a no-brainer to me. Can you follow, Rod?
Natural order of things.
What's that?
It's the natural order of things.
Yeah, I think this thing has just kind of been... I'm sorry, Rod. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say with the natural order of thing with Ripple and this XRP. You know, and since you're already on board with this X current, it's just a natural fusion.
Transformation.
Yeah, it's just going to be easy. Yeah, I'm with you. It's the next thing.
But we think they're just sitting there testing all this out. No, they're already sold on the program. They're biding time till all these platforms are launched and announced. And I think and I'm not saying that it's going to happen next month or 60 days or 90 days, but I think Ripple knows where they're headed. They're working behind the scenes with these banks, and there's things going on. And if you're holding XRP, and what'd you say the price is right now on XRP, Rod?
$1.13.
And what was its high?
Oh, $1.20. I mean, yeah, $1.27. I think, wasn't it?
No, it was up to $3 and something.
Oh, was it that high? Well, let me go look back and look.
Folks, at $1.17, if you're on the fence and you're thinking about XRP, I'm not advising you to get into it. But as we look at what, Rod?
We don't want to advise anybody.
I advise my kids all the time. I always advise my kids what to do. They still don't listen to me half the time. And your kids never listen to you.
Yeah, I've been telling about this stuff for a long time. They still don't want to listen to me, you know? Yeah. Oh, boy. How far back do you want to go?
Well, I just think it wasn't it close to $4 at one point?
I think in December, October was the high. We'll try October the 1st and look back. Ripple, $1.19.
What? Folks, I don't know what he's looking at, but let me pull.
The history. Snapshot of this stuff. Man, I'm looking at me. Look back at November the 5th. November the 5th, Ripple was 20 cents. Yeah, it was really high.
All right, we got here. Look, it's just under $4, and that was back in what?
That's what I say. What?
It says January 4th, $3.83.
Oh, it was?
It was freaking 6 weeks ago.
Oh.
And then we had the big downturn we've been going through. It was almost $4. And you don't think that it's going to go back up to that? And wait till this thing, wait till they make the formal announcement that XRapid is up and we're having a big celebration. And you got Santander over here on the sidelines, Bank of America, American Express, and no telling all the other banks sitting over here.
Man, it was that high just a month ago?
Yeah.
Ago?
January, whatever I said.
Yeah, January the 5th.
I know.
2018.
I know.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
Here's an article, too, that kind of substantiates this. Ripple looks unstoppable. Both X-Current and X-Rapid lures financial sector. And this article is February 15th.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
All my tears
and here's
so far away.
Yeah, whatever.
Look at this, 3 seconds.
Yeah, look, they're comparing XRP compared to some of the main currencies.
Look at the cost.
Look at the price difference. It's unbelievable.
0.0004 compared to $28.
And then we brought up, too, the other day, the Saudi central bank impressed with X-Current. They actually merged in with X-Current, I think. These Saudi central banks, they're central banks that have come into it. They're headed this way. Now, again, we can go back to the first of this discussion. There could be good, there could be bad. I agree that cashless and all the bad stuff's coming.
Yeah, but let's get into the profitability of it.
XRapid, oh yeah, here's Cullix. Here's their report, or at least a article on their report, saying that their cost savings was confirmed, and the swell conference they just had. Anyway, this thing's gonna bust, I think.
You're going to put all these links in the bottom, right?
I'm just going to pick one or two.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we'll put the main ones down there. You betcha.
That's
And
just
folks,
cool.
we're not going to harp on Ripple anymore. We're not pro. Rod and I don't even own any Ripple anymore. We sold out at the peak of 40 cents. At least we thought it was the peak. Of course, we bought in at 3 or 4 cents, cashed out at 40, and thought we were just the cat's meow, man.
Yeah, made our money.
We cashed all 20 coins in.
Oh, was it that many?
But as something encouraging that goes on, or some big announcement, yeah, we're going to bring it out. Those of you that follow this platform and what they're doing, I think it's going to bust. I think this is the year for XRP too.
Yeah, I think this whole year is going to be for all the coins. You know, and we got a lot of coins, Ron, but all our coins are less than a penny. We're dealing with, you know that Mo thing, the stock market, that penny stock or whatever.
Yeah.
We deal in penny currency. If it ain't worth a penny, we don't buy it. We're big spenders.
Well, that's about all I have, Rod.
That sounds good to me. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this. And I tell you what, it was interesting today, Ron. You did a good job.
Well, thanks, Rod.
You found a lot of good stuff. Oh, Ron, he can.
Well, no, I can't. I just
find all kinds of good stuff. Man, this is good.
I just think that they're kind of keeping everything on the down low till it's ready to go, man. I think the banks are already on board. They're just waiting for the time.
That too. I think everything is going to crypto, or at least the blockchain. You know, and it's the only way to go.
Yeah. Thank you.
God bless.